Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
You about ready to do some kissing?
So, of course, they lost to the Lions at home. The Lions are, 10-4, a better team. Not too surprising. But, let's make sure we point the finger where the blame needs to be directed here, okay? And we can criticize Mullens and his sloppy play and his underthrows and his bad throws. I mean, he's not supposed to be any good. We can criticize O'Connell's play calling, how the first drive he makes these great play calls, then he completely goes away from it. But really, what it comes down to is the same thing that happened last week. The Vikings offense drives down the field to take the lead. Against the Bengals, they go up 24-17 in the fourth quarter. Here, they get the ball to start the second half. They just march right down the field and go up 21-17. And then your stupid defense just evaporates. Gives up 2 touchdown drives. The offense barely sees the ball in the third quarter at all. And there were 2 4th and 1s where it's like, what are the linebackers doing here? On the second 4th and 1, I think it was the right guard. He had nobody to even block. He just fell forward because there's no one to block. And Goff just kind of fell forward 2-3 yards. No resistance at all. Just a super passive defense. And they couldn't get off the field the whole game. Missed tackles, almost no pressure at all on Goff. Almost none. And you look at Mullens. Mullens drops back. Every third time maybe he drops back, there's immediate pressure. And yeah, he fumbles or he makes bad throws. Well, some of that is because we can't block. We also can't get pressure on their guy either. And this is the same thing that happened with Dobbs. Same thing that happened with Cousins. You just drop back and immediately you're under pressure. All of them get pushed back 5 yards immediately. Same old crap every year. And if our defense could occasionally get pressure, maybe it'd even out. But it's just embarrassing. You take the lead, 21-17, and your defense just disappears. And it's pretty hard to win when your defense gives up 30 points in the first 3 quarters. It's just awfully hard to win when that happens, no matter who your quarterback is. The other point I'd like to make is the stupid refs. I am so sick of officiating in the NFL. And I certainly think it evens out. In general, it evens out throughout the year. But it's just so awful. This roughing the passer call. I don't know, is it 2nd and 26? It was going to be 3rd and 20. And they call roughing the passer. Not even close to roughing the passer at all. And a lot of people say, it should be reviewable, whatever. It's other calls too. There was a legal contact call late in the game that just seemed very ticky-tack. Why are you letting that potentially decide the game? I'm just so sick of the officiating. And then you got this dirtbag safety or cornerback for the Lions just taking a shot at Jefferson. And yeah, it wasn't super dirty, but there's got to be more consequence because Jefferson could have got killed. Receivers should not have to risk being killed. I'm sure people say, it's the quarterback's job to not put him in that position. Well, doesn't matter whose job it is. I don't want to see defenseless players getting laid out. It's not fun. This should just about put a fork in this season. But I look at Justin Jefferson and they kind of just ignore him. And then at the end of the first half, they suddenly realize, why don't we just throw it to him? And magically you start having success. But I just don't think it's that helpful to have him on the team, especially with what they're going to have to pay him when the team has so many other deficiencies. And I certainly don't know. I don't have the answer. That defense, there's not as much talent there as people want to believe. And that defense needs some work. Anyway, our awards for this week. My ex-wife at one point being attractive award for something I'm pretty sure I hallucinated. That was, I think it was the first quarter, Mekhi Blackmon. He broke up a pass. He wasn't a hologram for one play. Now, of course, later in the game, there was a pass completion to a Lions receiver where Blackmon just somehow injured his shoulder without even just a non-contact shoulder injury. I've never seen that in my life. The award for a future Viking, that goes to that Lions safety or cornerback, don't remember his name, not going to look it up, who made an interception in the first half. He caught it and he started celebrating. Rather than trying to return it and get as much out of the return as possible, he starts celebrating and showboating. And he could have been stripped. That's the type of play a Viking would make. So I look forward to seeing him in purple in the next year or two, making that same play and then getting stripped. Patrick Peterson award for piss poor effort. That Patrick Peterson, I think I could outrun this guy. 2 candidates this week. First was the Vikings defense on those 4th and 1s on that key drive where they allowed that touchdown, where they just no resistance, where the right guard for the Lions had nobody to even block on a 4th and 1. But the winner is Caleb Evans. Saw a number of missed tackles from other Vikings, but just Ole. If he's like your best cornerback on the field, boy, are you screwed.
Bend over.
And last is the darn I wish he was hurt worse award. It goes to, I think, number 31 for the Lions. Can't remember his name. Not look it up. And I don't like seeing guys get hurt. I hate seeing guys get hurt. And this type of play where there could be a serious injury, where you have a defenseless receiver, a defensive back just lines him up and nails him. And there is nothing tough about hitting someone who's defenseless. Okay, it's kind of like hitting a woman. You hit a defenseless player like that, you're a coward. And it was so awesome that Justin Jefferson gets up and the guy who hit him was hurt. It was so beautiful. I just wish the guy had stayed down. I wish more of that happened, where the guy who takes the hit on the defenseless guy gets injured. Unfortunately, that's not how physics works generally. But I just wish the NFL would do something. Like, you hit a defenseless guy, 15 yards isn't going to stop it. Throw him out of the game. Throw him out of the game. Whether it's targeting or not, just throw him out of the game. You hit a defenseless player, you're out of the game. And you play with 10 guys maybe for a quarter. Anyway, that's my rant. My wife is home. So, she's talking to her friend. I think I should shut the door. Well, I hope your Christmas is merrier than mine.